It feels like just yesterday, the entire marketing world was in a mad dash. The message was clear: adapt to AI or you're gonna get left behind. We were all just trying to keep up, right? But here's the thing. Everyone caught up. And now, in 2026, just using the tools isn't enough. It's not the advantage anymore. It's just the starting line. HubSpot's latest State of Marketing report makes it super clear that the game has completely changed. We're not just adapting anymore. We have to evolve.
Think about it like this. 2025 was all about speed. How can we move faster? How can we use AI to just do more of what we were already doing? But 2026, it's about moving differently. It has to be, because our audiences are drowning in a sea of sameness. Their feeds are just this endless scroll of noise. So the brands that are actually cutting through aren't the fastest, they're the smartest. They're using the same tools as everyone else, but they have a totally different goal.
And that brings us to the first huge shift, moving away from the generic and toward the genuine. In our rush to use AI for everything, we made the internet sound like a robot. You know that tone. It's a little too perfect, a little too helpful. It's everywhere. So the new challenge isn't about if you use AI, it's about if you can make AI sound like you.
And look, this isn't just a hunch. The data is staring us right in the face. Over half of marketers, a full 53%, say they are really struggling to differentiate their brand right now. AI did what it promised. It made content creation easy. But that ease came with a massive side effect, a tsunami of lookalike content that's making it harder than ever to actually stand out.
So this forces us to ask a totally new question. Last year, we were all asking, how do we start using AI? But the real critical question for today is, how do we stop sounding like AI? Because when all your competitors have the same exact tools, the tool itself has no value. The value is in your taste, your point of view, your unique human spin on things. The AI is just the vehicle.
So how do we fix this? We have to completely flip our approach. We've been treating AI like a magic inspiration machine, hoping it'll just spit out a viral post. The real solution? Stop asking it to be creative and start asking it to be organized. We need to build an infrastructure for it, a system of rules and guidelines that basically forces the AI to adopt our brand's personality every single time.
And here's exactly how you do that. 3 steps. First, build the infrastructure. Before you even think about writing a prompt, you have to feed the AI your brand's soul. I'm talking point of view, tone of voice, examples of your best performing content written by humans. Second, you have to become a ruthless editor. Your new job is quality control. See a generic sentence? Delete it. A cliché LinkedIn opener? Gone. And third, build a library of what actually works. When a prompt gives you gold, you save it. You refine it. This isn't about reinventing the wheel every day. It's about building a repeatable system. Okay, this leads right into our second big shift, from just churning out volume to creating with real intent. Because AI made creation so easy, we're all buried under a mountain of content. And the hard lesson we're learning is that more content doesn't automatically mean more impact. Honestly, for a lot of us, it's starting to mean less.
Get this, a massive 83% of marketers say they feel this intense pressure to just publish more and more, simply because AI makes it possible. It's like we're all on this giant content hamster wheel, running as fast as we can, churning out posts and videos. But while the output is going through the roof, engagement is pretty much flat. We're just working harder, not smarter.
This quote just hits the nail on the head. AI didn't just remove the friction from writing or editing, it removed the friction from thinking. That little pause where you'd ask yourself, wait a minute, is this actually a good idea? When creating is effortless, that critical filter disappears, and our social feeds just become a dumping ground for half-baked thoughts.
So we have to evolve. The question is no longer how do we publish more. The question we must be asking is how can we publish with intent? Because content without a clear purpose, it's not just a waste of time, it's actually damaging. It teaches your audience to scroll right past you.
So here's the game plan for putting intent back at the center of your strategy. 1. Always ask why before you ask what. If there's no good answer beyond "it's Tuesday," kill the post. 2. Set a quality bar. Every single piece of content has to do one of 3 things: teach something valuable, entertain, or challenge a core belief. If it doesn't, it's just noise. And 3. Obsess over resonance, not just reach. Seriously, one great conversation in the DMs is worth 1,000,000 mindless impressions.
And a perfect example of this is video. The data is so clear on this. Short-form video is for discovery. It's your handshake, your hello.
how new people find you. But long-form video? That's where you build credibility and trust. That's the deep dive that proves you know your stuff. One is for reach, the other is for loyalty. You have to know which tool you're using and why.
Okay, so let's say you're doing all this right. People find you, they start to trust you, so where do they go to actually make a decision? Well, that brings us to our third major shift. The final steps of the buyer's journey? They're not happening on Google anymore.
This is the stat that's keeping SEO pros up at night. Almost half of marketers are watching their search traffic drop because AI is just giving people the answer right on the results page. But here's the reframe you need to hear. This traffic isn't disappearing. It's being pre-qualified. The people who do still click through to your site, they're the serious ones. They're way closer to making a decision.
So the million-dollar question for marketers now is, if people are doing their research before they even get to our website, how do we show up in those places? How do we insert ourselves into the conversation that's happening in AI chats, on TikTok, and in niche communities?
This right here, this is the new search results page. It's not a list of 10 blue links anymore. It's an AI summary. It's a thread on X. It's a deep conversation in a Slack group. It's a review from a creator they trust. Decisions are being made in all these scattered places long before anyone even thinks about typing in your URL. If you're not there, you're invisible.
So how do you win here? First, you got to optimize for channels, not just keywords. Be where your audience is. Second, lead with the answer. Just give people the goods right up front. Clarity is king for both humans and AI. And finally, redesign your website for people who are ready to decide. Assume they've done their homework. Make it dead simple for them to find pricing, book a demo, or click buy.
Woo, okay. We've covered a lot. From generic to genuine, from volume to intent, from Google to everywhere else. This last idea kind of ties it all together. In a world that moves this fast, your new strategy is simply speed. And this perfectly captures that change in thinking. Last year, we obsessed over the perfect annual marketing plan. In 2026, a rigid annual plan is basically a death sentence. The winning question isn't how do we plan anymore, it's how fast can we learn and adapt. The goal isn't perfect execution, it's rapid iteration. You have to understand the teams that are winning right now don't have a crystal ball. They're not necessarily smarter, they are just faster. They've built systems that let them see what's working and what's not, and turn that insight into a live change in hours, not months. That gap, the time between learning something and doing something about it, that's where the game is won. And here's their playbook. First, centralize your data. You can't be fast if you're jumping between 10 different tabs to figure out what's going on. Get it all in one place. Second, shorten your feedback loops. Review performance weekly, not monthly. A headline that works on Tuesday should be on an ad by Wednesday. And finally, stop launching endless new things and just optimize what's already working. Little tweaks to a live campaign will almost always get you better results faster. So, let me leave you with this. A year from today, when you look back at your marketing efforts, what are you going to see? A blur of frantic activity, more posts, more tools, more effort, all for less and less return? Or are you going to see a well-oiled machine that you built on purpose, one with smart systems, real clarity, and a powerful momentum of its own? That's the choice. That's the difference between just adapting and truly evolving.